This is the Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
You know what? It's been a while since we've heard from this little segment. Out of context. Fitzy and Wippa. But this week was just chock full of them.
3 of them run up and it's just stacks on, pounding the big guy on the bed.
What?
Call
the cops on
Don't
that
Google that one.
That was your email in high school.
No. Let's talk about the law of urination.
Are you supposed to have a strong stream?
Tommy, tell us about streams. What are you streaming at the moment?
For gentlemen, yeah, only on Stan.
Paul Stan. I didn't know he was into that sort of show.
Sorry, Stan, were you asleep?
Out of context. Fitzy and Wippa.
What is this, Niagara Falls?
Monday on the show, we had one of the Hubble guys in.
Everybody's hubbling.
Yes, it was Hamish Blake.
Hamish Blake is in the studio.
Oh, boy.
But we never knew that he nearly became a plumber guy instead.
Your dad was a plumber.
Was there a chance of Hamish Blake being a plumber at some stage?
I said so. My dad was the owner of Blake Irrigation.
Wow.
Yeah, one man, one ute operation. And I remember digging holes with Dad when I was about 16. And I went, Dad, do you want me to take over the family business? And he dropped the shovel and he put both hands on my shoulders and he went, that would be my worst nightmare. I expect a lot better from you.
And nothing quite says working class like popping down to your local tobacconist for a packet of durries.
You know when you go into those tobacco stores, there's just a glass rack of bongs.
Do you know what I always think to myself? Because we had a place down the road from us where we grew up. And I'd always go in there and I go, how do you explain this to the cops? How do you explain this octobong where 8 people can get involved? Like, what is that? Is that a sprinkler?
I mean, I saw a documentary on Netflix about a guy who fell in love with one. Octobong, my teacher.
No, my Octobong teacher.
My Octobong teacher. Commonly known as Shisha.
Our executive producer, Tom Ivey, does cop a lot of flack on the show.
Are we on air, Tom? We are we?
Yeah.
Here's some choice cuts from just this week.
When I hear that there's new diseases, my eyes immediately divert to Tom Ivey. But no, we're not going to speak to Tom today.
No,
We're
thank you.
You know the blue light where they do in the movies where they go into a crime scene and they usually see what's up on the walls? I mean, Tommy, your room lights up like an aquarium, but it's
Looks like the Southern Aurora in Tom's bedroom.
But sometimes he does things like this and you realise he probably deserves it.
I got a question for you. What's the dirtiest thing in your house? If I read off the board here, so it doesn't come out of my mouth, if I read off the board that Tom Ivey holds up, it says, what is the dirtiest thing in your house? Lisa Whipfley? Question mark. Incorrect. Is that right, Tom?
Children. Katy Perry's in Australia at the moment for a sold-out Lifetimes tour, so of course we had to pull this out of the archives.
The most embarrassing interview we ever did with Katy Perry, where Fitz, I'm a midwife and you're giving birth lying on the floor.
Oh my God.
All right, deep breathing, Katy. Is everything going to plan? Is this what we should do?
Maybe you're a fire. Make him go. As you shoot across the sky.
I think it's frowning.
And Fitzy had this theory.
That was our final interview with Katy Perry ever, I don't know why we haven't been able to get her back on the show.
But let's be honest, it's probably more than one reason. It could be this parody of her song.
Winning drinks on toss the bar.
You got bashed up in King's Cross.
Dominating on the dance floor.
How did you get that cold sore?
Or maybe just Wippa calling her this.
The old Perry dog. Just flapping around like an untrained seal.
Yeah, she's definitely not coming back on the show.
There's gonna be an edit in here somewhere.
Nah.
The guys announced the return of the Fitzy, Wippa and Kate Ritchie singles party this week.
The singles party 2025, bigger and better.
I want in on this. Can I come?
Yeah, we need you here.
And in celebration, Wippa's gonna fire up his Tinder profile again.
You would have been an absolute fiend back in the day. I dare say a couple of buttons undone on the shirt and his profile pic. Yep, you would have also put in there, I've got a Swiss passport.
Yeah, and it would be me with an Aperol spritz.
Just a huge mud crab all splashed down the front of your tie.
Of course, we're joking because Wippa is married.
I bit a fingernail off.
Although judging by what's happening at his house at the moment,
And I left it on the table just next to where we were having a cup of tea.
Yuck.
maybe not much longer.
My wife, she stands in the shower and files the dead skin off her feet and then leaves the dead skin in the shower. So the next morning I get in and it's like gristle and sand under my feet.
Disgusting!
How dare you?
But I'm sure they're very much still in love.
We never hang out together.
This week, the guys brought up the topic of nicknames that your kids have given you.
What do the kids call you that you're not happy with?
And poor Stephanie had an absolute corker.
My brother and now his kids call me Auntie Heffany. So he's mixed Heifer with Stephanie.
It's not funny. Now, for anybody here that laughed, shame. Shame on you, shame on you, shame
Ash
on you.
is laughing. I can see Ash
Shame
laughing.
on you, Ash.
But who needs terrible family members when you've got terrible people like Fitzy and Wippa to make fun of your name? Just like they did with Minter, who called us.
Minter from St Ives. You wanted to have a crack, did you, Minter?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's moments like these, Minter.
Yeah.
Mentally unstable.
And they really went to town on For Now, who gave us a buzz on Thursday.
Let's go to... is it For Now?
How are you guys?
Is that how you say your name, For Now?
Yeah.
What about later? How do we pronounce it?
Because this is the best we've got for now. And later. We've never had a for now on the show. Might play some Pinyao later on, but we've never
Yeah, I was going to say.
But we've never had for now.
And we're not even sure how it was possible for Wippa to get this one wrong.
Alopecia and Chipping Norton, welcome
It's
to the
Alicia,
show.
mate.
Oh, sorry.
See you guys next week. Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova Player via the App Store or Google Play.
The Nova Player.